Stugatz's weekend observations. Don't get emotional, but this is the second to last. The second to last Stugatz weekend observations that will ever appear at ESPN. The penultimate. We have only two more of these.
I have to keep doing these?
Stugatz's weekend observations.
It is time for Stugatz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Dan, after not catching a ball in the NFL since 2018 and catching a single ball for 11 yards yesterday, Dan, make no mistake about it.
No.
Des Bryant is
Yes.
back. It was a touchdown.
That's right. It was a touchdown.
Goodbye, Trevor Lawrence. Hello, Justin Fields. Jimbo Fisher said something's wrong if Texas A&M isn't in the college football playoff. He's right. Jimbo, what's wrong is when you played Alabama, your team lost 52-24. A committee of so-called experts sat there, watched the Big Ten championship game, and said without question, Ohio State is one of the four best teams in the country. Get out of here. Ohio State, rather than worrying about your logo being on the field, how about you worry about your opponents on the field?
Yes. He told you.
That was before the game. They ended up winning. I mean,
Poorly.
didn't work out.
He told you.
Anyone.
Poorly.
Good luck beating Clemson. Let me know what happens. I won't be watching. If you looked up Oklahoma football in the dictionary, the definition would be 8-2 Big 12 champs. That should close the book on Notre Dame.
It really should.
I regret writing that.
That was how about saying it? That was the highlight of the weekend right there, pouring it in the face of Notre Dame fans. All right, you guys get out of here. You and Brian Kelly. Yeah, Brian, we know. You won't play in the playoffs unless families are allowed to be there. Okay, now none of you are allowed to be there. All of you, get out of here. You and your families. Take a walk.
But they're in.
No! Of course they're in, because we're just making it up. We're just pretending as if they deserve to be there more than Coastal Carolina, Cincinnati, or San Jose State. They only deserve to be there more because Brian Kelly bloated religious school.
Brian Kelly, before worrying about whether or not the parents can attend your playoff game, here's an idea. Make the playoffs.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I took that joke from you. My bad.
You stole my thunder.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's a good observation. You and I had the same observation. I'm glad. Makes me feel good. Bills starting to peak at the right time. Dan, Josh Allen, nailed it. I don't want to put too much pressure on Charlie Woods, but I think he might be better than his dad.
Chris Cody, do you owe Charlie Woods an apology? I feel like you do.
Just saying. His dad was a lot better at age 5.
Ohio State, the rare win that kind of felt like a loss. Report, Wentz not interested in being a backup. Carson, here's some advice. When you get a chance to start again, don't suck. Rudy Gobert, what happened there?
That's good advice.
I mean, it is, right?
If he follows your advice, he will be better off than he is right now.
Seems like he's a long ways away from starting again, doesn't it?
Yes.
Rudy Gobert signed a $205 million contract over the weekend. Speaking of coming a long way, he's come a very long way since George Sedano wanted him suspended for testing positive for COVID-19.
That's great.
And a take of the year. What a bold take.
Sedano wanted Rudy Gobert suspended for getting the virus.
And then everyone got it. Kirk Cousins. The mystery continues. Browns. Business trip. Baker Mayfield. Goods dude. Matt Ryan. Deja vu. Is it still Antonio Brown's fault? Tua. Would you blame the Dolphins if they still had no clue? How about that? Would you, Dano?
I would not.
Okay, good. If you really watched college football this season, I mean really watched, paid attention, you watched like I have, you know the Florida Gators are one of the 4 best teams in the country. Florida
Still with
would
this?
beat Notre Dame.
Still with this?
Florida would beat Ohio State. And if given another opportunity, perhaps Florida would beat the University of Alabama.
They can't stop anybody.
They can't be stopped either, though.
That's true.
Yep. The Dolphins have more than enough to move up to number 2 in the draft. Just saying. Army Air Force, 10-7. That's football. I mean,
You were longing for the 37 passing yards of Army Navy the other day, and now Air Force started slinging the ball around.
10-7. That's football, Dana. LSU, the rare 50 burger with a side of meaningless. Mississippi State, the rare 50 burger with a side of even more meaningless. Penn State, the rare 50 burger with a side of the most meaningless in the history of college football. Don't allow parents. I'm begging you. It's the only shot we have of Brian Kelly and Notre Dame not showing up. Again, you stole my thunder.
I'm sorry.
Actually, they proved Saturday they are plenty capable of not showing up on their own.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Oh.
James Vardy had himself a party. Don't look now, but here comes Leicester City. The Foxes. Vardy party.
This is Jamie Vardy.
What did I say?
Called him James Vardy.
Big game, James. Frank Gore.
Quite honestly, I'm stunned you got Leicester City.
So am I. Usually Leicester for me. Frank Gore. You happy now? Do me a favor. Run 3.6 yards at a time into a brick wall.
Oh, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Why?
Because he's the guy who didn't want to go at 16. Everyone else did.
Yeah.
And he had a game yesterday. College Football Committee. I have a committee who ranks things I'm not going to watch on TV. Guess who was number 1 this week? Your playoff.
Uh-oh.
More Talib, please. Wonder what the big debate on social media regarding Aqib Talib was about. And I wonder who was having it. Joe Banner took to Twitter to criticize Aqib Talib. Joe Banner criticizing how someone is on TV is almost as laughable as Joe Banner criticizing a front office on how to build a team. Dan, you know what the C in Carson Wentz stands for?
No.
Clipboard.
Oh, clipboard went.
Yes. The Titans did what the Titans do. I don't know what that means, but it just felt like the Titans did what the Titans do. Great. It appears the Chiefs also have a defense. Sean Payton, I warned you. Dangerous game. Fire McVay. The Jets win was the worst loss in franchise history. The Jaguars just wanted it more. Wait a second. Does that mean the Jets were trying to beat the Raiders? Aaron Rodgers has 40 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, enjoy living in London. Better than Jacksonville, though, which is slightly better than hell. I am bitter. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.
Wow. On time. You finally got it done correctly one time in the history of the show. What are we going to do for an encore next week?